welcome to my channel today. I'm Tara with Pieces of Tara Artistry. Thank you for joining me. So today I am going to be doing a very large 3 foot by 9 foot commission. It is 36 by 36 inch canvases, and it was a beast, guys, but I loved every second of it. I love working with these big canvases, and this was an idea that was kind of floating around in my mind for a while. And when Plumb Gold, when they asked me to do this, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. But then, like, as I started really thinking about it and the colors that they asked for, I just felt like it needed to have kind of a minimal pearl situation going through it versus all three canvases being, flooded with pearls. They are going to be doing a gallery show for me the 11th and 12th. So if you're in the Racine or Southern Wisconsin, Northern Illinois area, please come check it out. It will be in their store starting next week. So I am back from Fluid Art Experience. It was wonderful. Stick around till the end and I'll try and put some pictures up of that event. What's coming up next for me is POURCON. That's August 6th through the 9th. It is going to be awesome. 22 different artists from 8 countries, 48 different techniques. You get lunch and learns and dinners, and so it's really an amazing event. So go check out POURCON.com if you would like to learn this technique from me in Las Vegas. So I'm going to get to the painting now, guys.
Okay, so I am going to show you a little bit how I prepped these canvases. These are three 36 by 36 inch canvases, and I do tape the backs. I don't tape all of the wood parts in the back because I knew I wouldn't be getting them too messy. But then this is something new. One of my students, Erin, from California, said that she uses a steamer on the back, and I thought that is a genius idea. And it works so fabulous, you guys, because you don't get like the puckering and the wrinkling from spraying the back. And you can paint on it right away. You don't have like creased corners. If you do kind of get some creased corners, you can steam the front of it and you don't have any issues with it. So I really love that tip, and I thought I would pass it on to you guys. So here is my pearl white base mix. I am doing a very minimal pearl on this one, and so that's why I'm just adding it in certain sections, and I'm kind of doing kind of a swoop through all three canvases. And so like with this technique, if you don't, so what happens is I put the pearl down, and then I kind of smushed it up together so that when I put the gold over top, the gold will completely cover the white pearl base mix. And because what the white will want to do is push out, and the gold kind of pools in the center, and you don't have it completely covering the white. And when that happens, you get kind of these weird puffy, cloudy things, and I'm not a fan of that. So make sure that I cover that pearl mix completely with my pour over color. So this is a pale gold by Modern Masters pour over color, and you can see I'm kind of shaping it a little bit. I'm letting it be organic, but I didn't want it to be as wide in some areas, so you will see me kind of touching up, scraping away, and then wiping with paper towel. So I'm just following this line. I wasn't I had kind of a vision in my mind of what I wanted on this, but every time I kind of thought I had an idea of what I was going to do, I would switch it up in my mind. So I kind of came up with this. I was watching some of my older videos, and one of my older videos from last year, I did this, and I loved the outcome of it. And so I thought I would explore it a little bit more on huge canvases, like these bigger canvases, which I think is where this technique really shines, is these big canvases. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to do a minimal purl through the swooshy center and then chaos Dutch pour on both sides of the canvas on all three canvases. So you're gonna see me kind of fiddling here a little bit with some of these swooshies, but do you see how I kind of dump the paint over and I make sure that, see how that gold, I make sure it goes all the way over the white pearl mix, and then you see how it's a little bit wide on that end. You can adjust that by just making sure, getting your scraper out and sort of, yeah, scraping that edge along there and thinning it up. So another thing is when you do the Dutch pour part, I have, because I'm working on 3 canvases at a time, there's quite a bit of time from the point that I pour these pearl mixes and stretch them to the point where I do the Dutch pour portion, and that's good. That's what you want. I mean, you can see the cells are already fully developing on these 2 canvases closest to me. I am just adding a little bit of gold on those edges because it was starting to thin out and I wasn't able to see the gold as much anymore. So I did add that. So that's what I was doing there. But what I was saying is that you want to wait just about maybe like a half hour, even 40 minutes before you start doing the Dutch pour portion, because that will avoid the smushing of the pearls when you start to blow out. So here I just laid down all those colors, and I'm really sorry that I was in the way for much of this. I was kind of in the zone and I wasn't really thinking where my cameras were and what I was doing, and I actually tripped over my camera probably like 4 times because it's kind of tight in that area where my camera on this side is. And so I just started to blow these out, and I didn't, you want to wait a while because you don't want those to smush together. And if you overlap where the pearls are, which you'll see me do multiple times, it won't squish them, which is what I don't know, if you're, unless you're looking for the squished pearl look, I don't really like that much. So that's why I have a tendency to wait just a little bit. Now, you are going to also see me stand back here, and I contemplate this, and I was not liking what the green was doing. This was, I was asked to make this for a jewelry store in, where I'm going to be doing, like, they're doing a gallery show for me, and they requested like some of these more neutral colors, some desaturated blues and maybe some greens, but I thought they would look pretty together, but I just did not like the way that they were looking. So I scraped it, and I am going to start over without that green. I'm glad I did because I really like the color combo better. But you saw I just scraped off my drips. I do set them aside. I do store them, and I will strain them and reuse them at a later date for a future pour. So here I am getting in your way again. I'm sorry. And I'm going to, and I really am going to be in your way during the blowout on this one. So I'm really sorry about that. But I will try to not be in the way the rest of the time. But I found that if I kind of blew out one direction and then kind of swooped up, that was the best way for me to blow this one out. It kept the paint from gathering too much on the canvas. Now I did make a mistake in this one that I will tell you about. And what happened is when I store my pouring medium of 50% Floetrol, 50% GAC 800, I store it in a 32-ounce GAC 800 bottle. Now, I also have a bottle of GAC 100 that is the same bottle, just says GAC 100 on it, but it's actually GAC 100 because I use a lot. That's what I use to disperse my pigments when I do pours like this. Now, when I accidentally grabbed the GAC 100 and used it instead of my pouring medium in my Payne's Gray. So I didn't think about it. I mean, I was pretty frustrated with myself for doing that, and I caught it after I'd already mixed it, and I just thought, well, GAC 100, GAC 800, they're not that different. But what GAC 800 has in it that is different polymers to make it so that your paints do not crack and craze. So what happened is that my Payne's Gray dried at a different rate as the rest of my colors, and it caused some cracking in the paint. But it wasn't, you might be able to see it at the end in the dry results, but it's not enough to even worry about, to be upset about. It actually looks like a little bit of texture, so I'm fine with it. It's just, it is what it is. And so, I mean, lesson learned, obviously, but yeah, it didn't really create too much of a problem. If it did, I would have had to redo this, which I did not want to have to redo this because it is a lot of paint. It is a lot of expense. And I actually really loved this. I love this one. If I could keep it and put it in my own house, I would. I actually might make one for my own house because I love the colors in this. This is like totally my color jam. I love the minimal pearls in it. I've been wanting to do kind of something like this for a long time, and it's been in my head, but I just haven't had a chance to actually make it happen. So I'm really, really excited that I got to get this one out of my head and put it on canvas, and I honestly could not be more thrilled with how it turned out. Even with the little bit of cracking that happened with the paints, I mean, it still looks beautiful. So what you're seeing me do right now is I'm just addressing my edges. I didn't really want that drippy look. I wanted it all to be fully filled in. And so I just took my paints from my table and I just addressed those edges really quick, because if you don't do it as you're going along, it's gonna start drying. You're gonna have some weird kind of drips. And honestly, this triptych took me 2 hours and 10 minutes to complete. So if I had addressed my edges at the 2-hour mark, I would have had some weird drips. The edges wouldn't have looked as nice. And I think that's part of the charm of these deep edge canvases with the pour painting, is having those really nice edges where people can see the drips and see, just that fluidity falling over. So yeah, make sure if you're going to do something like this, you're addressing your edges as you go, because you don't want them to dry. And also, if you're trying to fill in afterwards, you're not going to get like color matching like you would if the paint is sitting right there on the edge of your canvas or on the edge of your table that you can dip your finger in and fix those edges. So basically what I did is I worked counterclockwise on this one. Started in that far upper right edge and then went to that upper left. Now moving down the canvases, and I will finish with the middle canvas center, upper right or center right. So, and you can see here where I kind of blew up into those pearls, but the pearls are not getting squished at all. So, oh, I just lost one of my lights. So I'm not sure if oh yeah, I had to put a new battery in it. And I will continue on around. I am going to let you guys watch the rest of this. I will be doing pearl pours in Las Vegas at POURCON coming up August 6th through 9th. Head over to the website to get tickets for that. It is going to be huge and awesome. 22 different artists, 48 different techniques, 8 different countries, or artists from 8 different countries. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. Shelly from Shelly Carruthers and Fluid Art Co. is putting this on, and just from working with them in the past at Fluid Art Experience, they are masters at what they do. So definitely check out the website, and hopefully we'll see you there this summer. So I am going to let you guys watch the rest. Stick around for the dry results so you can see how this looks. If you are in Wisconsin or in the Racine, Kenosha, Wisconsin area, or Northern Illinois, please head over to Plumb Gold. It's in Racine, Wisconsin, and we will be doing next Thursday night and Friday. They are going to be doing a trunk show with another artist, and they're going to have my art on display, and so you'll be able to see this piece there fully done and on their huge wall. So yeah, come on up, and there will be a meet and greet on Thursday evening. More info on that to come. Just keep an eye on my socials, and I really hope to see as many of you as can possibly come there. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you at POURCON, or maybe just on the next video. So I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you enjoy watching the rest of this, and I will see you on the next one.